That is brilliant. That needs to be shown to the world. Yay! G'day folks, alright, so I'm back and I'm at the long range today. Today we're going to test some of our old culprits, but this time with the new Superior Liner from FX. I did the initial shooting at 30 meters. Today I'm going to extend it to 50 meters first and foremost, just to see which pellet grouping best at what speed. And after that I'll move it out to 100 meters and have some fun there. So on the agenda today, 18 grain JSBs. I've got my special baby slugs over here. I've got the JSB knockouts, and I've also got the G2 23 grainers. Unfortunately the producers couldn't get, or the manufacturers couldn't get me the 26 grainers. They are all sold out, so that shows you the popularity of these. That shows you the popularity of these slugs, that they were sold out. I could only get the 23 grainers, so today I'm going to shoot with them. And then if I've got some time, I'm going to play around with some old babies as well. So let's see how much time I've got, how much battery life I've got, and how much patience I've got. I've also got a new scope on top, so at least today I'll be able to see if I miss at 100 meters. The 10x scope just didn't do it to me or for me, and today I've got a 6x24 Hawk scope on, first focal plane. So this is brand spanking new for me. Alright, already, yes, I paid for it myself again, no sponsorship involved. So let's have some fun, let's look at some honest reviews, and most important, let's see if we can help everybody improve their shooting. Alright, so our setup today. Trusty old table, tripods, shooting slightly into the sun. That is my 50 meter box. I'll go and put up my camera just now. And then way back in the distance, there's the 100 meter marker. Alright, so I'm shooting into the sun a little bit, got my favorite hat on. I'm going to start off on power setting 1 all the way up to maximum power. I already know what the gun is doing at those settings, but I want to see what the slug liner, the new Superior Slug Liner, is doing at that speed, at 50 meters. And in between each power setting I actually do cycle the reg a couple of times. I take a couple of shots for the regulator to settle in. So let's go.
Only after careful analysis can I decipher that the STX liner is actually better with the redesigns than a new Superior Slug Liner. Across the board, the groupings were a lot tighter with the old STX liner versus the new Slug Liner, although the new Slug Liner loves the high speed.
Right, next up, JSB knockouts, Superior Liner. These are the 216s. Let's have some fun. Interesting to note that the JSB knockouts has a much flatter trajectory. I was holding off a half a mil dot with the redesigns, and I went center on the JSB knockouts. The gun is zeroed at 30 meters and the knockers were running flat up to 50 meters. So there's a massive difference between the drop down with the redesigns versus the drop down with the knockouts.
Now this was extremely interesting. On the old STX liner, it grouped a hell of a lot better on the slower speeds, but the moment you push the speeds up to 930 and beyond, the new Superior liner actually grouped better.
Round number 3. We're going with the G2 slugs. 217s, 23 grainers. These guys are slightly faster than the 26 grainers, so it's all about having fun. Thank you.
My STX barrel didn't like the G2 23 grainers at all. But if I look at the new Superior Liner and I look at power setting 4 and power setting 5, I'm actually seeing a massive improvement. I can't wait to shoot these babies at 100 meter.
Alright, last round at 50 meters. Unnamed slugs, 26 grainers. It's all in the believing. Take 2 on the unnamed slugs, 26 grainers. I had the wrong power setting when I let the first 5 rip. I was wondering where the heck they were flying all over the place. It was not where I was aiming. So now back to power setting 1. Let's try again. Right, these new slugs definitely like the speed, grouping at 950 feet per second or upwards. Anything lower than that, didn't really want to punch where I wanted to punch. Time for me to get my breath back, run out to the 50 meter, get my targets, move back to the 100 meters, check which of these pellets or slugs performed at what speeds the best, and then repeat the exercise at 100 meters. Lekker, stay with me.
When I initially tested these new slugs, they performed well at 30 meters, also at the highest speeds. They didn't want to group at the lower speeds, and that also pulled through to the 50 meter category. What an awesome grouping there at 950 feet per second at 7.1 millimeter if I take that one ugly shot out, and a 12 millimeter grouping at 938 feet per second. Let's get to 100 meters and see what they really can do.
Okay, Papa net gou record hierso. Sure. 100 meters. I'm too unfit for this. Alright, so we're gonna do now 4 rounds in succession. En ek het nie vergeet om my bloody gun te charge. Moet aangaan na agter. Alright, it's out to 100 meters. First up, JSB redesigns. Just gonna hit 1 or 2 sighters just to see how far it drops, and then I'm gonna try and hit 10 as close to the bull as I can. Obviously this is going to be dependent on a lot of factors, including my shooting ability.
Daddy, no.
Right, 10 shots, JSB redesigns, top left, target. Not bad. Okay, that's in.
The redesigns didn't disappoint, except for the fact that I needed to hold about 10 centimeters higher to get the same impact. With 14 shots in a 72 millimeter radius, that's not too shabby. I'm discounting that one way below. I was shooting holdover and I miscalculated my holdover. That's not too bad for pellets at 100 meters.
JSB knockouts. I'm going to go for the left bottom target. Okay, maximum power. That's 2, 3.
I was quite surprised by the knockouts. I expected a lot worse, to be honest. Seeing the grouping on 50 meter wasn't so great. So this is a nice surprise. Thank you, Knockouts.
Okay, can I tell you a secret?
G2 23 grainers, top right, power setting 4.
What? Secret. Daar is jouw broer.
The G2 Slugs performs a lot better with the new Superior liner than it did with the old STX liner. I couldn't get a group as tight as this on 75 meters with the old barrel. This is quite acceptable at 100 meters with the Superior liner.
And then the unnamed slugs, 26 grainers, maximum power, running at approximately 950 feet a second. Let's see what happens. Wow, wow, wow. I think I just shot my best ever grouping at 100 meters, 110 yards. I couldn't resist, so I popped 14 shots into that target. I just could not resist, keep going on and on and on. That is brilliant. That needs to be shown to the world. Yay!
I'm only human, so shot number 13 got me so excited that I pulled 2 to the right and then number 16 right back in the target. So those two were human errors, and I do apologize for that. So that is in essence 13 shots within a 41 millimeter radius at 100 meters, 110 yards. I couldn't be more happy. I can see a definite improvement with the new Superior Slug line on the JSB Knockouts as well as the G2s, and those new slugs just love them at 950 feet per second. I think this was a good investment.